Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. We are here today with another project of our week of Regency Park. Super beautiful. Today we did some Mango Melody. Ooh, I love that color. It is so beautiful. I layered the flowers, the punch flowers, and guess what we have? A little belly band using the scraps. Ta-da! So these are some York Peppermint Patty holders in two different sizes. The small box was a happy accident. I mismeasured my paper, and when it was all said and done, I said, hey, wait a minute. It should have been a rectangle, and it came out a square. So basically same measurements or same scoring lines. It's just changing the measurement of the paper. So you'll either get a rectangle or you'll get a square. Super fun. Same thing. Ooh, I'm shaky today. This one's just, you got to mush in the sides a little bit. The other one, it just lays flat. So that's the only difference. So there you go. Let's go ahead and get the tutorial. I'm gonna go have some caffeine because I'm shaking, and you guys can watch the tutorial. Okay, so we have two different size boxes for our York Peppermint Patty, as you saw, and so we're gonna go ahead and make both size boxes because they're super easy and quick. Okay, so for the first box, the wider box, we are going to need a piece of paper which is 5.5 by 3.5. Now, because these are York Peppermint Patties, you could probably get away with putting it in the designer paper as opposed to cardstock, but I'm going to go ahead and use cardstock because I want the mango paper. So it's 5.5 by 3.5. Where's a ruler? This is just a scrap that I pulled out. Oh, perfect. So 5.5 by 3.5. Okay. I'm going to keep my little scrap. So this whole week, any little scraps I have, I'm going to put in here. At the end of the week, this is all probably just going to go in the trash, I put it in a recycle bin anyway, because these little pieces you don't really need, but I may need them while I'm doing the week products, so I'll just keep that. Anyway, so on the short side, so the 3-inch side at the top, you're going to score it at 1/2 inch. And at 3. So it gives you that 1/2 inch on either side. Okay. Now on the long side, so you're going to turn the 5.5 inch side to the top. You're going to score it at 1/2. 2.5. 3. And 5. Okay. That's it for that one. I'm going to cut first and then varnish second. I'm going to get my little paper snips out. And we're just making a box again. This actually is going to be the same box as the little Debbie snack cakes that we're going to be using. It's just smaller. Alright, so all I'm doing is I put my paper so the long side is at the top, and I just cut up those 3 score lines, and I'm mitering my squares. Okay, I'm going to rotate and do the same thing on the other side. You can, however you prefer to do it, if you want to cut your score lines first and then miter. I don't know, I go back and forth. Just this one you kind of have to concentrate because it is that 1/2 inch measurement, so it is pretty small. That's why I'm using my smaller scissors. And that's why this one I am actually cutting before I varnish, because it's easier for me to see it that way. Alright, now let's go ahead and varnish. Need a bone folder. So yes, it is easier to burnish when your lines are when your line is one solid line, but these 1/2 inches, man, I need to see it. Okay, and I'm gonna go here, here, one more, here. Okay. Now, because our paper is not directional, it doesn't matter which is the top, which is the bottom. So I'm just gonna put 4 tabs, you know, in. I like to do 4 at a time. You can do 1 at a time, 2 at a time, however you want to do it. You're just gluing these 4 tabs down to your bottom, which my bottom is going to be over here to the right. It doesn't matter. So on one side you need to have 4 tabs, and one side you need to have 2 tabs. If it's non-directional paper, it does not matter, again, which is the top, which is the bottom. Okay, so you have something that looks like this. Like a little pizza box. And we're going to go ahead and pop in those tabs. And line up our edges. If this was entirely too fast, it is slower on the snack cake day. I don't know if that's going to come first or second. Okay, so my edges are lined up perfectly. I put a little too much glue, but that's okay. Just got to hold it for an extra second or two. And my box should close. I'm not going to close my box because I have that extra overhang glue. But here you go. So here's your little snacky, and you are good to go, right? Once this dries. Okay. Alright, so that box is done, okay? So now let's go ahead and make the alternative, the smaller box. We're going to do the same color, the mango melody, and this one is going to be 5.5 by 3. So it's just taking a 1/2 inch off, and it's going to make this a square instead of a rectangle. So let me see if I can get 2 out of this scratch paper. Ooh, I can. Look at that, it was an 1/8 of an inch off. Alright, so 5.5 by 3. Again, my paper is non-directional, so it doesn't matter. On the 3-inch side, I'm going to score it at 1/2 and 2.5. So 1/2, 2.5. Rotate it to where the long side is on top. We're going to score it at 1/2 inch. I'm better on this side. So 1/2 inch, and then 2.5. Three. And 5. So it's pretty much the same measurements on the, well, it is the same measurements on the long side as our rectangle box. Alright, and again, we're just gonna cut our tabs and cut and miter and miter. Again, we're just mitering the squares, leaving the rectangles alone. Again, rotate your paper, long side is on the top, and cut up your score lines and miter and miter. Cut and miter and miter. Okay. And here we go. Same process. Varnish all of your lines perfectly so they're nice and crisp. Okay. And keep going. All right. Okay. Again, you're gonna do, oh, did I get this one? Just in case I did. Okay. I just like to make the bottom side the right hand panel, so I'm just gonna do 4. Easy on the squeezy. And pop it up. As you can see, I'm doing the back ones first. It doesn't matter. Just get your tabs on there. It's whatever I grab first. That's what gets glued down first, to be honest. These ones, though, with the small 1/2 inch measurements, you definitely do want to take your time in lining up your corners because that is unforgiving. These boxes do not like to be manipulated in this tiny little 1/2 inch. So line it up or it's going to look weird. Okay. And again, my top 2 tabs are going to go right here. And the other one's going to go right here. Yes, you can use your tear and tape or any strong adhesive. So this just makes it a little baby square. Where is my bag of... I have no idea what I did. So you get 5 of these for $1.25 at the Dollar Tree. My state doesn't have tax, and so they're 25 cents each. So that's great. All right. So here is your little square box. So you have a square and a rectangle. I don't have a preference. I worked out the math for the rectangle box and then I accidentally cut my paper wrong and I didn't realize it until I was done, and I was like, wait, why is this a square, not a rectangle? And so it was a happy accident. Okay, here's the package. There's only 3 in here instead of 4, and so when you have little helping hands, they help themselves apparently, which is fine. I don't eat I particularly don't care for York peppermint patties, but a lot of people love them. To me, they taste like after you eat in a chocolate bar and you go to brush your teeth. That's what it tastes like to me, but you know, people love them. Alright, so there's my 2 sizes, whether you want this cute little rectangle or if you want this cute little square, it doesn't matter. I think what we're going to do here, we could turn these into belly bands, these little extra strips that I have. But I do want to decorate. Let's do that. Okay. So this one is 3.5 by 5. And right. So no, this box measures, it ends up turning out to be 2.5 by 2. And this should just be 2 by 2. Yep. Alright, so I'm going to do the 2 by 2 first, which I'm going to cut this at 1 7/8 by 1 7/8. To do that guy, And then this other one is going to be 1 7/8 by 2 3/8. That's the tick mark before the 2 1/2. So there you go. So cute. Let's go ahead and glue those down. Ooh, I like the stripes too. Maybe I'll do one with stripes and one with flowers. Let's do that. Nah, I want the flowers on both because it matches the mango melody. What's going on here? I have a little overhang and I don't know why. Ah, I didn't line my corner up exactly, and so it left a little corner overhang, but that's okay. It's not a big deal. It's fine. Okay. I'm going to use... You know what? Let's go for it. Let's do the stripe side. Okay. So we can punch some flowers. Really, glue? We're going to do this right now? Of course we are. Alright, so my glue decided to clog, so I had to unclog it. You know, it only does that when I'm recording. Okay, so let's get this in there. Alright, love that border. Alright, so because this type of box has like these wings, you want a belly band. If you are doing these for a craft fair, I wouldn't bother with a belly band. That's just extra work, extra time, which means you're going to have to charge more. They look great just like this, wings or not. If you put it in a plastic bag, obviously you won't see the wings. So keep that in mind. I shifted my paper here. Okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and we're going to stamp and punch some flowers and get them together. Okay, I decided that I do want some belly band on this one, and I'm going to use that piece of paper. This one I don't know yet. I don't know. We'll find out together when I do it. Alright, I do know I want to use 2 color combinations that I've already used. I punched flowers, and so I'm using this outline set right here. This fits in the punch. I need a block. And I'm going to use my my Stampin' Blends. So for this one, I'm using Misty Moonlight because I don't have Night or Navy nor Balmy Blue. So tap, 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 tap with what you have. And straight down, straight up. I lined my flowers up so that way when you're using the punch, the little flower is on top. So that way I can just put it right on in there and punch it out. Okay, and for my other one, I think I want to pull in I don't know. Let me see what colors I have. Let's do, I'm going to do them the same. So let's go ahead and take our dark blue ink, whatever you have. Your Night of Navy is what the paper collection actually is, but you gotta use what you got. Again, making sure that that top flower is the small flower and giving myself enough room to punch that. I'm going to take my Balmy Blue blends, the light one, the brush side, and I'm going to tap in some of that Balmy Blue color in there. I'm just lightly tapping. Nothing fancy, just a little scribble in each petal. And then I'm going to take my pumpkin pie because again I don't have Petal Pink, I don't have Mango Madness, but I have Light Pumpkin Pie that when you do it light enough, it can pass for a light mango-ish, kind of. I know it's a little bit more orangey, but you gotta do what you gotta do. I'll probably put my gems in there anyway, so we'll see. Alright, we're gonna add some Wink of Stella to that. And Wink of Stella. And we're just gonna go for it. The Wink of Stella is almost dry, but it's still giving me some shimmer. Okay. That's it. We're gonna punch these out. Lining it up as best as you can. Sometimes it does take a little tweaking so that way you don't have one flower that just has a crazy amount of white on it. Alright, here's our other one. So we're going to go ahead and line that up. And press that out. Okay. Alright. So I know on my square box I want a belly band because I did the stripes, and so I'm just going to fold it there, make sure it's straight, and I'm just going to fold it around. Okay. I like to make my lines a little crisp, but sometimes it backfires when you make your lines a little crisp, so it's really up to you whether you crisp up your lines or just leave them how they were. But I have trained burnish, burnish, burnish in my head, and so I'm just gonna finger burnish. Oh wait, wrong one. I'm gonna put it back here, and then I'm gonna go ahead and you can glue or tape it, it doesn't matter. Sometimes it's easier to tape it, but my glue is right here. Just make sure you don't over, glue on the box itself. Sorry if that was out of frame, but you guys know how to do a belly band. Okay. So now what I need to do is be very careful that I don't glue my flowers onto my onto my box, because I just want it on my belly band. Alright, I definitely want my big flower on there. And I definitely want a gem in the middle. So I'm putting my big flower on my belly band. And maybe my medium flower. And that can just go on top. Maybe. Or you can leave room for your sentiment. If you want a little sentiment, you can. So what I do with my flowers, I just kind of bend them up a little bit. If you have one of those little ball things, like it looks like a huge stylus, you can use that too. I just don't know where mine is right now. I don't know. Or you can just use kind of the end, like just kind of go around it like on a foam mat. But I don't feel like getting mine out, so it's fine. Okay, so, arrange your flowers how you want, but I think I'm going to add this word love because I'm in a Valentine's Day mood, right? So I already put my belly band on, and it looks like I put it up, I want the flower to be on the left, but I didn't check to see which way my box opened, so that's good. Alright, what I'm going to do, I'm going to attempt this anyway, see how it works out. This may or may not work. sorry. I took my belly band off and I flattened it, and I'm gonna stamp right on that belly band. Guys, crazy. But we're gonna do it. Tap, tap, tap. All right, here we go. Make sure that that's flat. And I'm going for it. Aha, perfection. Okay, well, there's that. I love it. I love my love. All right, so you can do a finger pull on these if you want to. I just did not do it, and I think it's going to be too small for anything to fit on there. So, all right, so we're going to go ahead and get our belly band back on, which, because I measured it for the other way around, it's going to give me problems, but that's okay. So that is absolutely adorable. I love it. Simple. You can go ahead and glue your other flowers down onto your box if you want to. So that way, I mean, your belly band has to stop right there. But I feel like I like that. It's just really cute and clean and simple. You could layer, oh, I wonder if we can layer our flower. Oh, let's do that. I love a layer flower. Okay. Just kind of offset the petals a little bit. And then, oops, it's a bubble. Okay. Kind of glued this one down. I need my tweezers for this one. And just kind of offset it a little bit more, I think. And just kind of fuss with it until you get it where you want it to go. That's about right. No. Yeah. What's throwing me off is that they are kind of in the same position the petals are. And so I can't, and my hands don't want to work. So there you go. Okay, enough with the fuss. Enough. Gems. I'm going to use a mango in the middle of that. And that's it. So cute. I love it. Okay, so for the other one, we have our three flowers. Oh, just got ink all over that. We have our three flowers, and you don't have to have a sentiment on everything. Sentiments are fun. But you can just have your flower. But I think I do want a belly band. Is that too much? Just using my scraps. Okay. Here we go. You know what? Let me make sure that this actually fits around. It may or may not. We're about to find out. It does not. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to make that the top and cover that up with our flowers. Like that. So, whenever I have a piece that's too small, what I like to do is take another little piece of scrap. It doesn't matter what it looks like because you're going to cover it up. Scissors. I'm just going to have a little paper piecing surgery here. Just to kind of hold it together. And I'm going to take my score tape and I'm going to put just a little piece here and just a little piece here. That might be a little too long of a piece, but that's okay. And we're going to make it work. Because I'm not going to cut a whole piece of paper for this tiny little measurement. We are just going to cover it up, right? Okay, make sure it's straight. And there you go. Problem solved. Okay. Now that kind of tells us where we have to place our flowers, because we definitely need to cover up that oopsie daisy. So I'm going to have my two bigger flowers here and maybe not have a third little flower. I don't know yet. I'm going to make sure I'm putting my glue down on top of the paper because I don't want to glue that gap, or else my belly band is not going to come off. That actually looks really pretty. I could have just kept going with it. And here we go. We're going to cover up our little gap here. And we don't need the little guy. Just two. Just two. And we're going to go ahead and kind of shush that up a little bit. Actually, we're going to use our little guy in the middle of this one, because I already stamped, colored, and punched him. So I'm going to use him. Okay, gems. We're ready for gems. And where's my pick tool? Okay. Oh no. Okay, well, the gems aren't being my friend. There you go. You can add more gems in the center if you want, or just leave it like that. So there you go. I think it's super cute, and I hope you guys love these and you make them. Thanks for watching. Bye.